A problem you didn't know you had and didn't know you needed to know until now. Welcome back to another Pokemon Sleep video. It's Bro Vinny here. What we are talking about today is the mission Give Out X number of biscuits. There is a problem in this game and it doesn't tell you about it. This problem was first noted by one of our Discord members, Black Ninja. What happened was, during EV week, he noticed that the mission Give Out X number of biscuits was different in the weekly mission tab and in the EV mission tab. In fact, for the EV missions, by Monday morning after the sleep research, Black Ninja noticed that 4 out of 15 biscuits were registered to the mission, whereas 0 were registered to the weekly tab. Why is there a difference? Shouldn't they be exactly the same? And no, these screenshots were not taken at separate times because I confirmed for myself as well. When I looked over to Piggy's account on Monday, I noticed that she also had a difference between the weekly and the EV mission completion, and that for her, she had given out 1 biscuit that morning, and it sounds about right because she's free to play. But in the weekly tab, she had given out 0 biscuits. But then you might say maybe just for this event it's a bit glitched. Perhaps it's the same for everyone. Well, it wasn't, because when I went to my account, I noticed that on Monday when I checked out my mission list, I had 3 out of 14 completed for my weekly tab. And when I went over to the EV tab, it had also 3 out of 15 biscuits given out. So what made the difference? How come my account registered more biscuits in the weekly tab than everyone else? As it turns out, the difference was that I had delayed my sleep research. So having this show up here means that I pressed delay research on the week before. And this is my standard way of doing things. I go ahead and choose the next research site before I then click unreviewed sleep reports to do my sleep research. Piggy, on the other hand, often goes straight to the sleep research. And now it makes sense, because if I had done the sleep research at this point, it would register the biscuits that I feed to the Pokemon in this week's mission list. In other words, the previous week, not the new week, the previous week. On the other hand, if I press choose next research site first, and then press unreviewed sleep reports, then the biscuits that are registered go to the new week's mission. Now this applies to any week, not just during the EV event. The reason why the EV event looked a bit different is, to the game, at this point the EV event had already triggered. So everyone who went straight for the sleep research without delaying the research gets those biscuits registered in the EV mission list, but also if they had done it before choosing the next research site, registered those biscuits to the previous week. So what does that mean to you? Well, as it turns out, if you haven't actually completed your missions for the last week, for example, feeding a number of biscuits to Pokemon, then you shouldn't choose the next research site yet. You should go ahead and complete your sleep research, get those biscuits added to that week's mission list, collect your mission rewards before moving on. On the other hand, if you've completely cleared all of the mission requirements for this last week, then you should delay your research to Monday, to the next research site, because you'll get a head start on those mission requirements. So now the question remains, what about for other missions, like for example, befriend 10 Pokemon? Is it also calculated in the same way? Is that if you delay your Sunday night sleep research to the Monday, you'll get added to the missions on Monday? That I haven't confirmed or tested, but I can only assume at this stage that that's the case, and that's how I'm going to play the game. Regardless, if you've completed all the mission lists for the week, you should delay your final Sunday sleep research to after you've chosen a new research site. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.